I love you, please don't kill me!
How dare you!
Rina was the kind of woman men couldn't forget. Beautiful, calm, and always a step ahead. She ran a fashion company that made her one of the youngest millionaires in Lagos, but behind the glitz and designer clothes, she was hiding a web of secrets. Rina had built her empire not on creativity, but on manipulation, stealing designs, bribing officials, and using relationships to climb higher. She lived with her boyfriend, Jide, a photographer struggling to find his footing. He adored her but always felt like he didn't belong in her world. Rina made him feel small, like a decoration she could move when she wanted. What Jide didn't know was that Rina had another life, one that involved blackmailing powerful men using her beauty and charm. One evening, she met a man named Kelvin, a charming investor with deep pockets and an even deeper past. He came to her office pretending to offer a business partnership, but in truth, Kelvin had been hired by one of her former victims, a wealthy senator, to expose her. Rina, sharp as always, suspected something was off. Still, she let Kelvin get close. She studied him, his words, his habits, his silence. Soon, what started as a trap turned into something more. They began to fall for each other, though both were pretending not to care. Rina thought she could control him, and Kelvin thought he could outsmart her. But love has a way of turning plans into mistakes. Meanwhile, Jide was falling apart. He found out about Kelvin after seeing Rina's messages and photos hidden in her laptop. Angry and heartbroken, he confronted her, but she laughed in his face. "You were never part of my story," she told him. That night, Jide packed his things and left. But before he did, he copied some of her files onto a flash drive, the same files Kelvin had been looking for. A week later, Jide tried to sell the files to a journalist, but he was found dead in his apartment. Police called it suicide, but everyone close to him knew it wasn't. Rina didn't flinch. In her world, emotions were weaknesses. But inside, something shifted. She knew who killed Jide, her business partner and right-hand man, Tokumbo. He was the one cleaning her messes, the one who did the dirty jobs. But lately, he'd grown too powerful, too bold. Tokumbo started demanding more control over the business. He told Rina that Kelvin couldn't be trusted, that he had connections with her enemies. She ignored him, thinking she could handle both men. But Kelvin was already deep in her life, deeper than she realized. He found evidence linking her to offshore accounts, stolen identities, and blackmail deals with top officials. He was torn. He loved her, but he had a mission. So he made a deal behind her back. He'd give the evidence to the senator in exchange for his freedom and a huge payout. But the night he planned to deliver the files, Rina showed up at his hotel room. She knew everything. Tokumbo had told her, not because he was loyal, but because he wanted her to kill Kelvin and eliminate the last threat. But Rina didn't kill him. Instead, she offered him a counter deal. "Let's run," she said. "We take the money, vanish, and start over." Kelvin hesitated. He didn't know if it was love or fear that made him agree, but by morning, they were gone. They flew to Accra, living under fake names, pretending to be a couple on the run. But the lies couldn't last. Rina started to see cracks in Kelvin's behavior. Late-night calls, secret meetings, and one day, she followed him. She found out he had never stopped working with the senator. He was still sending him updates, waiting for the perfect moment to hand her over. Heartbroken but calm, Rina decided to turn the game around. She invited Kelvin to dinner at their rented beach house, cooked his favorite meal, and smiled like nothing was wrong. They drank, laughed, and when he least expected it, she told him she knew everything. Kelvin froze. Before he could explain, she injected him with a slow-acting sedative. he passed out. When he woke up, he was tied to a chair in the middle of the beach house, surrounded by candles. Rena sat opposite him, holding a gun. "You think I didn't know you were lying?" she asked softly. "You think I didn't see the wire you wore the first day we met?" Kelvin begged her to stop, said he loved her. But she only smiled. "Love is for people who forget," she said. Then she handed him a small box. Inside was a memory card filled with recordings of all their moments. Every kiss, every lie, every plan. "You recorded me, I recorded you. Now we're even." She didn't kill him. Instead, she left him there, alone, with the box. By morning, the police found him, drugged and confused, and the files were gone. The senator, furious, cut him off completely. Kelvin lost everything: his job, his reputation, his freedom. Months later, in Dubai, a new fashion brand launched under the name Amora Lux. The owner was a mysterious woman with no social media presence but unlimited funding. One night, during a fashion show, a man in a dark suit walked in, Kelvin. He had tracked her down again. She saw him, smiled, and whispered to her assistant, "Tell security not to stop him." After the show, he found her backstage. She looked different: shorter hair, new accent, colder eyes. "You followed me," she said. He nodded. "I want answers." She laughed softly. "You already have them. You just don't understand them yet." Before he could say another word, 2 guards walked in, but she waved them off. "I never hated you," she said. "You were just too honest for my world." Then she kissed him on the cheek, handed him a passport with his real name cleared, and whispered, "This is your freedom. Don't waste it." She walked away, leaving him standing there, broken, lost, but alive. Years later, a leaked report from Interpol revealed that Amora Lux was laundering millions for top African politicians through international fashion shows. They couldn't trace the owner, but in every file, the same coded initials appeared: Aro. Rena Odua had become a ghost. Some said she died in a plane crash. Others said she lived quietly somewhere in Monaco. But one thing was certain: every man who tried to play her ended up losing more than just money. In the end, she didn't just escape justice. She became it. Thank you for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this story and want to support what we do, please subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and share it with someone who loves good stories. Every bit of your support helps us create more powerful tales like this one.